Get in, losers. We're reviewing Mean Girls this time.
Yeah, we are.
Yay!
Woo!
Let's go.
Welcome to Cassette Take. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And thank you for joining us at Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please do not forget to rewind. Today, we are reviewing
Mean Girls! The
Yeah.
2024 one. Hold on.
2024 one. For all you who don't know, there was a movie, was in the early 2000s?
2004 is the 20th.
Yeah, 2004. So that movie came out starring Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Seyfried, Rachel McAdams, and
Tina Fey,
and,
Amy Poehler.
Yeah, like what's her name? She's in like a bunch of Hallmark movies.
Oh, I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll find out.
Yeah, so it was a great success, and it had a bigger cult following as well.
Because it got turned into a Broadway film.
Yeah.
Or Broadway
musical.
Broadway musical.
Broadway musical, and that Broadway musical was a big success.
Mm-hmm. 2018 through 2020.
Yeah.
Screw you, COVID.
And, that was the same mentality that the studios had to the creator, but yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a very big success. So they thought it was a wonderful idea to make another version. Like, I guess you could call it a remake, but not really. Like a retelling. I guess like the movie adaptation of the Broadway adaptation of the film adaptation.
Yeah.
Of the film Mean Girls.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Right? First try. So we went to go see it.
Yes.
And Annmarie, care to share your thoughts?
Yeah, well, first off, can I say this? This Cassette Take is now the Reneé Rapp fan page, actually. No, I'm kidding.
Fan page.
No, Mean Girls, I really enjoyed it. We both have seen the original movie. We have not seen the Broadway show, but we both did listen to some songs on it. And I really enjoyed this movie just because it was very... Does it hit the same marks as the 2004 one? Definitely. Does it bring a new element to the story? Yes. And I just found it really fascinating that they were able to put this together. It's two brand new directors. I believe it's their first film ever. It's bright, it's colorful, it's got music, which I know I said I don't like musicals, but now I do. I get it. I hate myself as well.
That's right. Stop hating on Annmarie. She came to the light side to join us.
No!
And not only because we had cookies. So yeah, no, that, I think that's a very,
It's a fun movie. There we go. It's a fun
movie.
It's a fun movie. It's got good songs and good energy and stuff.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. Over time, though, as after we watched it,
Mm-hmm.
I initially my thoughts were like, oh yeah, this was a very fun. The cinematography was great. It was a really fun movie. And it really did make you feel like you were watching like the Broadway musical in a sense. And I was not the biggest fan of the original Mean Girls. Like, I enjoyed it, and whenever it was on TV, I would just kind of keep it on and watch it, and I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Make the references here and there. You gotta.
That's some good references.
Yeah, exactly. So, heck, my Venmo to pay you back for the ticket was a reference. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, but after a day or two when we saw it, I actually thought that this movie kind of demonstrates. I could be wrong about this, but it kind of demonstrates like the idea of like, okay, maybe it was more so for those that saw the movie rather than a newer audience, even though it's kind of like reinvigorating. The whole point of it is to kind of bring in a newer audience, a more modern telling of the story.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring that up is like, for example, in the movie they kind of show how the teenagers act like they're in a jungle, right? It's like this wild, natural, like crazy, animal kingdom environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they do it in the musical, I'm not sure if this happens in the Broadway version too, but when they do it in the newer one that we just saw, it just kind of does it, and it doesn't really kind of transition into it. Just kind of like gives you that vibe, which I mean, it's not
Gotcha.
bad. It's not really a complaint, but it's just something I noticed where the movie kind of guided you more into like, okay, why are we seeing that? Versus like where in the musical movie that we saw, it's just kind of like, oh, we're doing this now.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you a little bit to a point. I think they know like this is such Mean Girls is a cult classic. Like even people that don't like know the movie or seen the movie, they know the references. Like we wear pink on Wednesdays or you go Glen Coco. Like there's references in there.
Yeah.
I would say I agree with you because the musical kind of just is like, all right, here we go, like on to the next one and everything. And it doesn't really like hold your hand kind of.
Yeah.
I think it very much pushes the story and be like, you know this, like you know what's gonna happen and all that. It's not a hard movie to figure out. Like we knew like Katie was gonna turn evil. So
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I guess spoilers
oh,
for all those.
spoilers for
Yeah.
Mean Girls 2004 and 2024 and the Broadway musical.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it, that's
What are you
I don't
doing?
know. I don't know. What's wrong with you?
What? Come on.
But overall, I would say we both enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like our immediate like, oh, this is one of my top picks for 2024. I mean, maybe for I can't speak
I
for you.
really enjoyed
You
it.
really enjoyed it? Okay, maybe.
I was very surprised how much I enjoy it.Maybe it's because I have a huge lady crush on Reneé Rapp.
I mean, that would do it.
I love her. She's amazing. She's the best singer. I think also, I always forget her name. She played Moana, Aaliyah, Loa. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. She's great too. Like, they're really good singers. Like, there's not, like, a weak one, I would say. And so, but I love you, Reneé Rapp.
Yeah, no, I think everyone in this cast is like pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Like they have great chemistry with each other.
Mhm.
They really do capture the essence of like, okay, that whole Mean Girls high school atmosphere and environment.
Yeah.
They
It-
keep you engaged.
Mhm.
They're always so charismatic, even when they're not supposed to be. But I mean, like in the best way possible. Like you still get kind of an icky vibe from them, but they still feel like, okay, I'm gonna still watch this. I'm kind of hooked.
Yeah.
So it's a fun movie. It's definitely one that you could put on here and there and really enjoy and get quite a bit out of. Obviously, you liked it more than me.
Yeah.
But again,
It's
I'm not.
It's
I'm
not
not the
made for you.
exactly. I'm not the main intended audience, but overall, even that considered, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it also does such a good job of like it feels like a high school. Like not saying the Mean Girls 2004 didn't feel that, but like do we really buy that Rachel McAdams was a 18-year-old, 16-year-old in that movie? In this one, I kind of bought the characters a little bit more, and I love their use of social media, especially. I think social media, it's like it's good that they brought it, even though Aaron's had a flip phone or like one of the Mazda ones. Did you see that? He was playing.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, I've been seeing more of those flip phones around.
Really?
Yeah, that I guess they're trying to bring that back.
I was like,
so
wow, what a great brand deal.
see, with the resurgence of Star Trek, we gotta make sure everything looks the same with the flip.
I know. I was like, wait, why does he have that? But anyways, I think they really handle social media well and everything. And also, like, again, very surprised. I don't love musicals, but this one I really enjoyed. And it's got some great songs. Reneé Rapp, World Burn, Till Someone Gets Hurt, even Apex Predator. But the biggest one that I walked out of the movie theater the second time, I was like, I really liked that more, was I'd Rather Be Me. I really enjoyed that one more. But did you have a favorite song?
I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of them weren't too memorable for me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't, honestly, if you were to ask me, like, oh, hey, how's this one go? I would not remember. With Wonka, I was able to do that. But
Yeah.
with, this one, I don't know. I mean, it's not too much of a bad thing because, again, I do remember enjoying each and every song.
Yeah.
But it just kind of felt like one continuous flow, which is good. I think that's a good aspect for a musical, and most
Yeah.
musicals should have, is like it should feel like it's constantly flowing in one nice smooth motion, and there shouldn't be like a big pause where it feels like, okay, now we're jumping to this song and then this song.
It was more like story, and like the songs like elevated it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't have a specific favorite, but I do recall like when you said that. Oh, I didn't like, what was it? I'd Rather Be Me.
Yeah, I didn't like it the first time, but the second time I liked it more.
Yeah, I do recall when you said that I was just like, oh, really? Because again, we're not going too deep in here, but like, it just does balance with your personality so much more.
Yeah, that song. Yeah. Well, and the first time I watched it, I didn't really enjoy the Janice and Damien like relationship or chemistry, but this time I liked it a little bit more. Like, one, it gives great representation, for the LGBT community first off, but also I think it just like they clicked a little bit more. I think the first time their relationship felt like a little clunky to me. Like, you even said it kind of well, like, Damien, I've seen this character, like I've seen this before, so
yeah, and nothing against the character of Damien and all this, but that's one of the reasons why I'm not like too excited about having watched this movie. Again, nothing against it, just I've seen a lot of these characters before in different iterations of other things, and not only in say the original Mean Girls, but like in other
it's very classic,
exactly. So again, it's supposed to be kind of like that with the whole stereotyping. But because, high school cliques, that's the whole thing of it all.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't get me out of my seat wanting to, like, evangelize others about, like, oh my gosh, you have to see my Lord and Savior Damien. He was such a great character.
My Lord and Savior.
My LGBT Lord and Savior Damien.
Representation.
No, but I think everyone did a phenomenal job.
Oh, Tina Fey. I really love Tina Fey in this one, too.
No, I can't remember. Did she play the same character?
Both of the teachers are in the original one,
That's
too.
what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that
But they weren't in a relationship, but this one they're in a relationship. I think...
Progress.
Yes! Representation for diversity couples. That's what we're going to title this episode.
No, we're not.
I will also say, I loved this one's funny to me too. There's like some lines that really got me. Like when Tina Fey walks up and wait, are we doing spoilers? Can I spoil?
Okay, you know what?
Like,
let's just do spoilers.
Okay.
Spoiler time. We got.
Sorry, guys.
We had our little spoiler at the. It's kind of a big spoiler for the movie.
But
anyway, we have that one.
And you haven't seen 2004.
But from now on, this will be spoiler filled.
Good job.
I don't know. Like I was trying to say a different word, and then filled kind of came out. So anyway. Can
I just, side note, I love that Ethan and I talk with our hands, but no one can see us talking with our hands.
That may change sometime soon. We don't know.
Who knows? I will say this. This one was more funny to me. The jokes landed more. Like when Tina Fey goes up and she's about to talk to all the group, and she goes, well, and then it seems like she's going to start singing, and then it stopped. I'm like, that's funny to me. Mm-hmm. Or like, at the end, Reneé Rapp is really good in this too. Like, her comedy is really funny, where she goes, well, if I was a boy, you know what they would call me? And she goes, Reginald.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I'm really interested in seeing her TV show, HBO Max TV show with Reneé Rapp.
Oh, like, there you have one?
The Secret Life of College Girls or something like that. I'm mispronouncing it, I think.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
The Secret Sex Life of College Girls. It might be that, too. I'll look it up later.
Yeah,
But I think the comedy really works for this one, too. So.
Yeah, I found myself laughing quite a bit
Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald.
That was funny.
Again, Tina Fey with her, like, about to go to musical cutoff, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And then there was another one in particular. Honestly, even though, I've like, oh yeah, I've seen this character before with Damien and all that. I really like the Beyonce, like when he's going through the whole French names thing. Yeah, it's in the trailer and you know it's coming. You've seen it before, And I never really laughed at it during the trailer, but for some reason it really worked in the context of the movie. And
Well,
I don't know why it just hit me harder. Maybe it was the context, but like it was still so funny.
when actors really can use their body too, I think it helps as well. That's kind of weird to say, but like I don't know, something about that actor, he really used his like body into like it as well, and I think that was really funny. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He really got into it. And
yeah,
like all these characters really did.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm glad you brought up trailers because I wanted to talk about this. Most people didn't know that this was a musical. Heck, I don't think I knew it was a musical either because they are not good at promoting musicals. Like, I know so many people were so disappointed going into this because they're like, wait, it's a musical? Like, who knew that?
here's the thing though. Between this and Wonka, I
Mm-hmm.
think that they are kind of slowly getting back into promoting these movies as musicals because while they didn't go full out, this is a musical, you know, they didn't do that, but like they did give you a little tease of the musical aspect. Like for example, in the Mean Girls trailer, I do remember
Yeah.
that song like "My name is
Yeah.
Regina," you know that.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm a terrible singer. Give me a Grammy. So, yeah, you have that going on, and I think that's a great example of like a good balance, right?
Yeah.
It demonstrates, yeah, this is going to be a musical, but we're so much more than just a musical.
Yeah.
And with Wonka, I
That's true.
believe it really showed like, oh, there's a lot of songs and organized dancing and it, but doesn't, and it, you know, it teases the idea of like, can you like the song, the main song that we all know and
Yeah.
love from the original.
Mm-hmm.
So they do tease it, and I think that's such a great marketing aspect. When there are, I think the color purple though, there was like no marketing for it being a musical though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling I got. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there was a trailer I missed where it
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
but along with the color purple and maybe a few others.
I have one that I leaned over to you,
Yeah.
and this is a little off topic from Mean Girls, but I leaned over to you. The new John Krasinski If movie about imaginary friends.
Yes.
I leaned over to you. I'm like, is this a musical? Because the trailer plays off not like a musical, but then there's like two scenes of them dancing, and I was like, I don't know if this is a musical or not. And granted, like I don't think the movie comes out till March and April, so this is like a first trailer. So usually for first trailers, I don't think they would reveal that. But I don't know. It's interesting, like that they're. I get what you mean. Like they're like this is more than a musical, but also I think they should let people know, like, hey, there's music in this. So
Which they do, I feel. It's
yeah,
just a matter of how much are you willing to show them.
yeah,
You
it's a
know.
balancing act.
Otherwise, if you do show like a, I can imagine right now a trailer where it's just showing the you know, the various different songs that are going to be in it. It would feel more like one of those late night 3 a.m. uh marketing campaigns, like, or what is it called, infomercial,
Mm.
about like one of those Cecile, like Celine Dion,
Oh
like,
yeah.
or Michael Bublé or whatever, uh, Josh Groban, like, you gotta buy this CD of the greatest hits
Yeah.
now, and it like kind of cuts like to all these different songs, and you will not forget to order now. It's 1999, but yeah, so it's just like, otherwise it would feel like that.
Yeah.
Like a greatest hits album, which, you know, I guess you could do if it was like a trailer in the sense of what a trailer used to be in the early 1900s,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not the case anymore. It's used to market something without giving everything away. So I think those Wonka and Mean Girls do a great job of that. But when
Yeah.
it comes to If, which was one of the trailers that was
Yeah,
along
that we
with Mean
watched.
Girls, that one was
Smart.
I was confused a bit
Yeah.
because at the beginning it makes it feel like, oh, it's just a whimsical, you know, wholesome
It's cute.
comedy. It's
Yeah.
a cute comedy.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the trailer, it shows a lot of song and dance
Yeah.
without really the song aspect, but just the dance.
Yes.
So the feeling I'm getting from it is it's probably going to be a, you know, original, like Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, where maybe there's
Yeah.
two songs in it, and then that's it. So it's not really a musical per se, but
Yeah.
it kind of is like a nice hybrid model. But again, it doesn't do a good job of telling me what
So
it
we don't
is.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like if I go in wanting to see a musical, and then there's only like one or two songs in it during that whole runtime, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's you should tease enough, but let me know what I'm being teased.
Mhm. Yeah, I
So
think it's a balancing act. I wonder also like how hard it is to convey that in a trailer too. Just because like it's hard to play like songs in a trailer if you don't have like the full thing. So I'm sure that's hard to cut it too. But just interesting to see with like, like we had Wonka, then we had The Color Purple, then we had Mean Girls, and it's just an interesting pattern to see that most people are seeing now. They're like, why is this not normal? So, but
yeah, and speaking of musicals in the movie world, what do you think about this whole trend of the movie becoming a Broadway musical and then that Broadway musical becoming a movie?
yeah,
Because we had that with The Color Purple recently, we had that with Mean Girls, and those two are very contrasting in regards to success.
yeah,
Color Purple, did get critical acclaim, and people that did see it really liked it. But it didn't get those box office numbers.
yeah.
While with Mean Girls, it got both pretty good reviews, right, overall.
Yeah,
and
I would say so.
Really good box office.
Yeah, so right now Mean Girls had a 36 million budget, and domestically it's made 50 million. So I don't know internationally and everything like that. It is an interesting concept that you do bring up, because I think it evolves the story a little bit. Where music is such a huge part of all our lives and all that. Like, you and our one good friend, Cheyenne, love music. Like, it's a huge part of your life. And not as much for me, I would say. But I feel like music does help evolve a story into something different. Now, is Mean Girls very similar to the 2004 version? Yes, totally. It's hits the same beats and everything. But does it feel more elevated to me? 100%. And I think the songs really help with that too. You get like new like even when they're singing that one song, Revenge Party, there's like elements to it in the so like when they're singing Revenge Party and they're like, you have to fake being plastic, and she's like, okay, and they're like, okay, practice, and they pull in Gretchen and they do that little scene and then go back to singing. I think it elevates it. It is an interesting, like, I wonder why they do it so much, because Broadway's such a hard business to get into, and so, and like sell shows and everything, and so it's an interesting idea. So
Yeah, and I mean, it could add quite a bit, and it's kind of a different movie, so it wouldn't technically be a remake.
no, and we were talking about that. Where I'm like, is this a reboot? Is this a remake? Is this like another thing?
Yeah, I mean, it would kind of be a reboot if it was like a franchise, but
Yeah.
it really isn't.
Rachel McAdams comes back. Thanos will return.
Mean wives,
Let's go.
Mean wives of what was the town? What's the high school?
Oh, North Shore.
North Shore High School. Mean wives of North Shore High School.
Rachel McAdams, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Seyfried.
Which, by the way, that was a nice touch in the movie.
To have Lindsay.
Yeah, to add Lindsay Lohan in there.
She got paid. Yeah. She did well.
Yeah. So I mean, she got paid quite a bit. It was like a Marvel cameo. Jeez.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, it really goes to show how popular this.
It's a cult classic.
Yeah, exactly.
It stays around. So.
Yeah. So yeah, Mean Girls. I guess out of how many fetches? Out of 10 fetches, how many would you give it?
I say it's got 8 fetches.
8 fetches.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. I would probably say I would give it. I actually thought you were gonna give it a higher amount of fetches.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I think it was fun. Is it perfect? No.
Yeah.
Like, do the jokes hit? I will say I did at a certain point. I was like, I would have cut this song. Like, it just like it kind of dragged a little bit in the middle for me, and I think the Gretchen Wiener song, "What's Wrong with Me?" I'm like, I would have cut this. Like, I don't love this song. So I think the beginning and end is really good. So.
Yeah, yeah. I'd give it. I gotta reevaluate the scale now because I thought you were gonna give it like a 9 or like a.
No!
Wow, that's a lot of
I'm
fetches.
fair.
You. I thought you were gonna make fetch happen with this
I'm
one.
not gonna make fetch.
But okay, so I would give it a. I have no choice but 7. I was gonna give it
Okay.
an 8
Oh, so
because
you're going off my scale.
yeah. So, but you obviously liked it more than me.
Yeah.
So I kind of by default have to give it a 7.
I guess so. Our rating scales can be different.
I can't make fetch happen with this one, Annmarie. It's all because of you.
I can't. Oh.
But hey, did you guys see? I was gonna say, did you guys see Fetch? Fetch with Rough Ruffman.
Oh, I love fetch.
There's a review coming out soon. No. So. Look how our review of Fetch with Rough Ruffman.
I would love that.
From PBS Kids.
That's
No,
a throwback.
there it is. But no, what do you guys think of Mean Girls, the most recent 2024 one? What do you think of the original one? Did you guys like it? Do you guys think one was better than the other? Let us know in those comments down below. And, we're definitely interested to hear your takes. And, we'll kind of give our thoughts with our tapes. So,
yeah.
Absolutely. Any other final thoughts, Annmarie? And with that, this has been Cassette Take. I have been Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And thank you for getting this far into the tape. If you ejected, that's
it's not our fault.
It's not our fault, but you're always free to do so. But if you've gotten this far, thank you for joining us on this wonderful adventure. Whether we made fetch happen or not, that's up to you. And we're glad you made it this far. Just do not forget to rewind. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
You go, Glenn Coco.